Our final student speaker is Mahalia G. from North County High School.
Good morning. I am Mahalia, and I am a senior at North County High School. When I was growing up, I lived in the projects, and it was the only family I knew. It was the kind of place without swing sets. It seemed as if we were all related in my neighborhood, and if you weren't related, 9 times out of 10, one of our grandmothers or even great-grandmothers grew up together, lived in that neighborhood or another low-income neighborhood nearby. The way I saw my neighborhood may be different from the way most of you remember your first neighborhood. I recognized it as family, but life wasn't easy, and at the time, it was just my mom and me. When I turned 6, my mother lost her job, the cabinets were even more bare than usual, and we were being threatened to be evicted. A lot of our help came from the strong bonds we had with our family, especially my grandmother. She is truly a blessing, and without her, I don't think standing here would be possible. Growing up, it seemed like my mother always had to work or do something so that she can send me to my great-grandma's house in a nicer neighborhood. I think she felt better knowing I was safe. I was better off there as much as she hated to admit it. My grandmother lived in a safer, calmer area. She always had plenty of snacks and extra stuff for me to do. And the kids that lived around there never cussed at me or threatened me like back home at my mom's neighborhood. I liked being at my grandma's, but I couldn't stand to leave my mom. It was a love and hate situation. To me, it wasn't just living in a substandard area, it was the people around and how they talked to each other and not being able to go outside once the street lights came on because it was too dangerous. That really discouraged me. I never want to live there again. Once we moved to Glen Burnie, my sister was already born, and that's when things started to get really difficult for me now that my sister was in the picture. Starting in 9th grade, after my sister's dad and mom broke up, a lot of stress came down on me. At this time, I was old enough to babysit, and my mother was working the 3 to 11 p.m. shift, and sometimes she would work 16 hours of the day. Although my mother was working a lot, she often still didn't have enough money to pay a babysitter. My great-grandma would pick us both up from school at the end of the day, feed us, and then take us home around 9 or 10 so we wouldn't have to be home all day alone. I would be stuck with all of the things my mom wasn't able to do. I would wake up at 5, make sure my sister was up, get her ready, then get myself ready. I would never make it to school on time because I had to make sure she got on the bus safely and then walk to school if I had no ride, no matter what the weather was. The only reason my grades were decent was because of extra study time in Avid. I was miserable, I was always tired, my future was starting to slip, and the worst part of it all was I had to keep it all to myself. I was forced to put up with living like that for almost 9 months. Then my mother got a better job with better hours so she could be home with us during the day. That was around the time we moved to North County High School. When I waltzed into Ms. Goforth's Avid class on the first day, I felt like I was walking into someone else's living room. Ms. Goforth worked really hard to make Avid feel like a family environment. We participated in plenty of team-building activities like Pictionary and a compliment game. Through this, I learned that my new schoolmates were warm and welcoming and that many of them came from similar situations. They made me feel like I had been in the same classroom with them all year. I wasn't alone. Ms. Goforth is always there to listen to me and give me options when I feel like I have no options. On my 17th birthday, the first person I wanted to see was Ms. Goforth to tell her that I broke my family's teen pregnancy cycle. I am the first female out of 5 generations on both sides of my family to have no kids by the age of 17. I was excited to tell her because I knew she would be happy for me, and it's important to have an adult like that in your life. Avid gave me that person. Over the summer of my senior year, I was preparing myself to take 3 AP classes. I'm used to always taking one, but this year I wanted to try and challenge myself. It was 3 weeks left of summer, and I hadn't completed any of the summer assignments. I felt overwhelmed. I texted Ms. Goforth, and she made me feel better because she reminded me that there's an easy way and a hard way, and every day you have to choose the hard way, especially if you want to end up living in a nicer neighborhood. She also taught that it's easier to get homework done in a library instead of a loud house. So I sent her a picture of my first library session and my completed AP assignments. She also pushed me to take a Jumpstart class at AACC. I am taking an instructional technology class to make sure I like it as a major before I actually get to the university of my choice next fall. Avid has helped me gain self-control over my emotions and showed me that I have the ambition to always do what's best for me no matter what anyone else around me is doing. My mother is doing a lot better, and I'm proud of the person I am as well as the person I'm becoming. I never thought I would be in the position I'm in today. Honestly, 3 years ago, I didn't even know if I would make it to 12th grade with a decent GPA. I am doing everything I knew I could and more, including sports, work, and a Jumpstart class at AACC. I am proud to have a strong support system amongst my Avid family. Avid has given me the opportunity to meet and surround myself with people as the same goals as I do. I am currently applying to Lincoln University of Pennsylvania, North Carolina Agricultural and Technical, and Towson University. Even Miss Goforth's college, Frostburg. Don't worry, Miss Goforth, I plan to text you as I'm freaking out about my first college homework assignment.